Hello, good afternoon. First of all, I just want to confirm I am speaking with Miss Rego Adelina Caesaria. Am I right?
Yes, that would be correct, sir.
All right, so may I know what should I call you?
Adele should be fine.
Okay then. Hi, Adele. Good afternoon. How are you today?
Good afternoon to you too. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Okay, it's good to hear that. I hope that everything is going to run smoothly for the both of us today. So before we start, I will tell you about what's going to happen during the interview. As you know, I am the manager of the department that you have applied to. I'll begin by giving you some more information about the job, and I'll be asking you some questions to find out more about your potential for the role. Does that sound okay?
Absolutely. Sounds good to me, sir.
All right, great. So as you already know, this is an entry-level job interview. So if you're accepted, you will be participating in our training and development program for a period of 6 months. But of course, you will be given responsibility from the very beginning and expected to use your initiative on your given task. But don't worry, you will be assigned to a mentor that will be assisting you throughout the training period. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can straight away consult with your mentor. So if you manage to pass the training program successfully at the end of the 6 months, you would ideally be ready to move into our junior customer service executive role in the team. So is there anything more you would like to know about the program?
Not at the moment, no. What you've said so far sounds great. I'm actually very interested in this opportunity based on what I've read about it and what you've said today. So thank you very much for walking me through the entire procedure.
That's good. So let's get started then. Can you please tell me a bit about yourself, Adele?
Well, as you've mentioned earlier, my name is Adelina Rego. However, I often go by Adele. I'm 24 years old and I'm a graduate from International Islamic University Malaysia, where I completed my bachelor's degree in English for international communication. As a communication student, I'm confident in my language ability, especially when it comes to English and Bahasa Melayu. Furthermore, I would describe myself as a very social and extroverted person who can easily engage in conversations with others. In fact, during my degree years, I participated in various clubs and organized several activities which enabled me to enhance my interpersonal skills. I'm also the type of person who constantly seeks to improve myself, so I enjoy taking on new challenges that would help me grow as a person, polish my skills, and overcome my shortcomings. For instance, during my third year of university, I worked part-time as a receptionist in a restaurant nearby my house in order to save money. Afterwards, I did my internship in a social enterprise, which required me to be very agile and able to adapt to any given situation. Surprisingly, after 2 months in, the company decided to prolong my contract until the end of last year. So with all of that being said, I believe that the skill set I have developed over the past years would be extremely valuable to this company, especially for the position I'm applying in, which is Customer Service Executive in Astra Berhad.
So this role would also require good problem-solving skills. Can you please outline an issue you've had to deal in the past and how you tackled it?
Sure. During my time working as a receptionist in a local restaurant, we came across all sorts of customers. There were some who were really picky, or you can say fussy, with their food. So one time during lunch hour, a woman came into our restaurant to order a salad and dine in. Unfortunately, her order wasn't available at that time, so as I usually do, I would suggest her our other menus, in this case, our other best-selling salad, and she happened to agree. However, not long after delivering her order to the table, this woman began making a huge scene complaining about the food. Turns out the zucchini salad I had recommended her was too sour for her taste, and she began complaining out loud about it and saying that the food wasn't fresh, which explains why the salad was sour. When in reality, the dressing for that type of salad was supposed to be a bit sour. So, because it was lunch hour and many customers were starting to come in, we didn't really want to make a huge scene and give the wrong impression to other customers. Hence, I knew that I had to deal with the situation quickly but also efficiently to withhold the reputation of our restaurant. So I approached this lady and began talking to her nicely in the attempt to calm her down. Once she had sat down, she began demanding explanations as to why her salad tasted that way. So as politely as possible, I answered to all her questions. The moment she had calmed herself, I repeated how sorry I was about the incident and asked her if she wished for something else or if there's anything I could do for her. After that, I consulted with my restaurant manager and we decided to charge her half price only for her next order. So at the end, she was satisfied with the offer and we managed to handle the situation before it got even bigger. Yes.
All right, good job. Thank you, Adele. So, for your information, excellent interpersonal skills are essential for this role. So, can you talk me through an example of a time you feel you have interacted and communicated well with others?
I do have one example, but it doesn't really involve my past experience. However, at that moment, I felt really, really connected to this person whom I was talking to, so I'd like to share it anyways. So there was this one time I was waiting in a queue at the hospital and sat next to an old lady. She started to chat to me and revealed that she had been traveling back and forth from the hospital to her house and vice versa because her husband had been admitted in the hospital just a few days ago. She also shared with me that she was concerned about her husband and explained her situation further, as well as giving me her opinion on how the hospital service had been so far. So throughout the whole conversation, I actually didn't say much because, which is a little bit odd because I'm usually very talkative and chatty. But at that time, what I did mostly just nodding my head, keeping eye contact, and try to put myself in this old lady's position. I could tell that she was going through a lot. Moreover, she said that she had to face all of this alone because her children had already have family of their own and rarely spend time with her and her husband. Note that this was actually overseas in a Western country, so it's a little bit typical for a child to leave their houses after they start their own family or start university. Anyway, after hearing that, I felt really bad for this lady, but I also realized that there was nothing much I can do or say that can make a situation any better. So I understood that maybe all she wanted was to be heard, for someone to lend their ears and empathize with her situation. And that was exactly what I did. Even though I did not communicate much verbally, I felt truly connected and developed empathy for this lady. So the lesson I learned was that people tend to forget that communication is a two-way interaction, and that it involves not only talking but also listening, developing empathy for the other person, and portraying nonverbal forms of communication. Hence, I believe that in that particular moment, I have truly connected with this lady and therefore have communicated effectively with her.
Okay, thank you. It's good to hear that you're really interested in the job. So, can you tell me a bit more about what attracts you to working for Astro and what you think you can bring to the role?
As I said earlier, I'm the type of person who likes to take on new challenges, and I would easily jump into any opportunity that would allow me to develop or polish my skills. So when I came across Astro's announcement and heard that they are hiring for the position of customer service executive, I was immediately drawn by the offer. Not only have I heard good things about the company, I'm also very passionate about dealing and engaging with other people. Furthermore, I have acquired many skills, qualification, and experience throughout my working history. I'm organized and I have excellent communication skill and interpersonal skills, which is essential for this role in any given company. So I'm positive that I would have great value to your company, and I promise to work hard in order to achieve the goals and expectations set by the organization.
Right. We're looking for people who can demonstrate flexibility so that they can work well both individually and as part of a team and respond positively to change. So, tell me something about your experience to convince me you could be flexible in this way.
Based on my experience as an intern in a global social enterprise based in Malaysia, I was given the opportunity to interact with all sorts of people from various different backgrounds. In fact, the social enterprise I worked for focused on tackling the issue of youth unemployment. So the company would often conduct educational training sessions to assist people in opening or developing their own businesses. Aside from that, as a social enterprise, the organization would mostly rely on other businesses as the main source of income. So I would say that there was a lot of business to business as well as business to customer interaction happening in the company. Furthermore, the organization's policy and goal is to expose everyone to all the different tasks and dealings that happen within the company. So all staff members, including myself as an intern, would rotate charges, circulate and switch roles from time to time. Due to this, I became exposed to multiple opportunities and circumstances. One moment, I would assist speakers in training sessions whereby I had the chance to interact with students from various backgrounds who had different goals and prospects for their future. Other times, I would be dealing with business representatives to pitch the company's objective and persuade new investors. So, in a sense, the workplace was very dynamic and required me to be very agile and flexible and able to adapt to the changes in a short period of time.
All right. Next question, Adele. Since our call center operates 24 hours every day, you will be required to work on shift. So, how do you feel about working at nights and weekends?
Well, that would definitely be one of the challenges of working as a customer service executive. However, I was already aware of this and I have considered the pros and cons, and I'm committed to this job and willing to adapt to the circumstances provided.
All right. Good to hear that. Thank you, Adele. I think we have covered everything I need to know about you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't think so. I'm all good.
All right. Thank you for your time, Adele. We hope to make a decision by the end of the day tomorrow and get back to candidates the following day, so you will hear from us soon. All right?
Yes.
So goodbye and have a nice day ahead.
Thank you very much for having me. Nice to meet you too.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Mohd Zulhilmi, and today I would like to present about the relevant theories based on the interview between Izzat and Adele. So, what are the relevant theories? So, based on their interview, the relevant theory is 7-point plans. So, what is the 7-point plans? 7-point plan is a plan from the Alex Rogers. So, the plan, which was originally designed for use in selections interviewers, was adopted by advice trainers and practitioners as a useful model to educate practice. So physical characteristic, attainment, general intelligence, special aptitudes, interest, disposition, and circumstances are the 7 qualities that make up an individual. So we're moving on to the next for the first point. So first point is physical makeup and attainments. So based on the questions given from the interviewer, which is, can you please tell me a bit about yourself, Adele? So this question from the interviewers is related with the Alex Rogers 7-point, which are physical makeup and attainments. This is where the question is about the health, physique, appearance, bearing, and speech, and also about educations, qualification, and experiences. So based on the interviewer questions, he asked about the candidate experience. The interview asking the candidate to introduce herself. So we're moving on to the next point, which is the general intelligence. So the question from the interview is, can you please outline an issues you had to deal in the past and how you tackle it? So this question from the interview is about the general intelligence of the candidates, the fundamental intellectual capacities. And so this plan is to see whether the candidate is someone that has abilities to define and solve problems. So next point is special aptitudes. So based on the questions, can you talk me through an example of a time you feel you have interacted and communicated well with others? So based on the Rogers 7-point plan, this question related to special aptitudes of the candidates. The question is about the candidate skills, attributes, or competencies relevant to the jobs. Next point is the interest. The question given is, can you tell me a bit more about what attract you to working for Astro and what you think you can bring to the roles? So the next question from the interviewer is about the interest of the candidate towards the jobs that her apply. The interviewers will rate how confident the candidate in playing her role if she got to hold the positions and what benefit can Astro get from the candidates. Next point is the dispositions. The question is, tell me something about your experience to convince me you could be flexible in this way. So this situation is about the dispositions. Disposition based on the Rogers 7-point plan is about acceptabilities, influence over others, steadiness, dependabilities, self-reliance of the candidates. The questions towards the candidate is to make the interviewers convinced and believe that the candidate is suitable and flexible for the job. And for the last but not least is the circumstances. The question is, how do you feel about working at night and weekends? So last question from the interview is related with the Rogers 7-point plan, which is circumstances. So the question for any special demand of the jobs, such as ability to work unsocial hour, travel abroad, and the else. So the interviewers is about to rate the ability and willingness of candidates in this job, whether the candidate is really qualified to hold the positions. That's all. Thank you.